Listen to news updates on Ebonade 103.5 FM immediately after engine 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebonade FM breaks the news with actualities.
And believe that if we are hoping for a new Nigeria,
you can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM.
Good morning and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM News Update. Today is Friday, the 30th day of December 2022, and the time is 4 minutes past the hour of 6. Martin Ifeanyi is my name. The headlines. Ngige mourns Ohanaeze President Obiozor. Atiku playing old tricks on Ndi Labour Party. Printing Association faults Anambra burial law, says is suffocating. Trader docked for allegedly receiving stolen bags of cement. Fire at Kara Bridge Market destroys goods worth millions. Details. Ngige mourns Ohanaeze President Obiozor. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, has mourned the death of the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Professor George Obiozor, saying he was a patriot who died in active service of his people. Ngige, while paying glowing tribute to the late Professor Obiozor, described him as a successful administrator, quintessential public servant, and a seasoned diplomat and a renowned public intellectual who contributed immeasurably to socio-political engineering in the country. The minister, who reacted in a statement by his media office in Abuja Thursday, said he was saddened by the news of the demise of a man he described as his special friend and a patriot, whom he encouraged 2 years ago to ascend the Ohanaeze presidential seat. According to the statement, he also remembered the role played by Obiozor as the special assistant to late Shuba Okadibo, the then special advisor politically to President Shagari, when he, Obiozor, scripted the amnesty/pardon for the Biafra warlord, late Ikemba Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu in 1983, leading to the return of the latter to Nigeria from Ivory Coast, where he was on exile after the war. This move was a major healing balm to the deep national wound occasioned by the unfortunate civil war. Reminiscing further on the life and times of Professor Obiozor, the former Anambra State governor recalled that the deceased served meritoriously at different times in the past as Nigeria's High Commissioner to Cyprus, Ambassador to Israel 1999 to 2003, Ambassador to United States of America 2004 to 2008, and Director General of Nigeria Institute of International Affairs, among others. remembered with nostalgia the intrigues that greeted the January 2021 Ohanaeze election, of which he was a participant, adding that the ovation that heralded the emergence of Professor Obiozor as the President General showed the stuff he was made of. Ngige said, messages of goodwill and facilitation came from all corners of our dear country, restoring his competence, character, rich background, and track records. I have not forgotten his acceptance speech in which he promised to use his office to benefit of Ndi Igbo to address the injustice meted out to his people in Nigeria. Atiku playing old tricks on Ndi Igbo, Labour Party. The Labour Party has said that the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, takes Southeasterners as fools, noting that there is no better way to describe his recent statements in Oka, Anambra State than insensitive. The Labour Party said that at a time Nigeria is on the brink of division occasioned by nepotism and dominance of a particular region in the covenants and the yearning for unity and equity, Atiku chose to insult Ndibo right at their home front. The party said that Atiku asking Ndibo to vote for an extension of the Northern Fulani Muslim ticket when the Igbos are yet to test the presidency since 1999, whereas the North has been in charge for 10 years, was a mockery of the highest degree, adding that the kleptocrats at their own game always want to deceive their perceived targets with rhetorics laden with tricks. Printing Association faults Anambra burial law, says is suffocating. The Society of Printers Practitioners of Nigeria (SPPN) Onitsha chapter has faulted the recent Anambra State government burial law, banning billboards, banners, posters, and brochures, describing it as retrogressive law. The Printing Association regretted and wondered why such a law was made without strategic stakeholders like SPPN being consulted to make its input before the bill, which touched on their lives and livelihood, was made. Rising from its meeting in Onitsha, the association also described the law as one done with due consideration of the ordeals their members will face with such lawfully implemented. In an address presented by the president of the SPPN Onitsha chapter, Mr. Okechukwu Akaneme, the association said that the law has caused some of its members to close down their business, while many have sacked their workers, thereby increasing the rate of unemployment of people on the state. Akaneme, who was one-time president of Onitsha Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Onisima, therefore called on the Anambra State government, the Anambra State House of Assembly, to revisit the law with the view of making it less anti-job creation and less suffocating to printing association. Trader docked for allegedly receiving stolen bags of cement. The police on Thursday arraigned a 28-year-old trader, Jonathan Lawi, in a grade 1 area court in Kado, Abuja, for allegedly receiving stolen 149 bags of cement valued at 685,400 naira. Lawi, who resides in is facing a count charge of receiving stolen property. The prosecution counsel, Mr. Stanley Wanfako, told the court that the matter was reported at Mabushi police station by the complainant, Mr. Owajichenjo Gershon of number 5 New Jersey Street, Efam Metropolis, Kasana, Abuja on November 9th. Wanfako told the court that the complainant alleged that November 6, his security guard, Sunday Kaboshio, currently at large, stole his 149 bags of cement and gave them to the defendant. During police investigation, it was discovered that the stolen bags of cement were sold to the defendant, knowing fully well that the items were stolen and he dishonestly received them, he told the court. The prosecutor said in the course of further investigation, the defendant confessed to the crime and 40 bags of cement were recovered from him. He said the offense contravened the provision of Section 317 of the Penal Code. The defendant, however, pleaded not guilty to the charge. The judge, Mohammed Wakli, granted the defendant bail in the sum of 700,000 naira with one shorty who must provide a passport photograph. Fire at Kara Bridge Market destroys goods worth millions. Traders at Ajimola International Market by Kara Bridge, Isheri, Olofin, Ogun State recorded losses as fire ravaged the market. The fire burnt consumables and non-consumables that include polythene bags, plastics, nylons, motorcycles, and others in makeshift structures spread over an acre of land. The fire, which reportedly started at about 10 o'clock a.m., was prevented from spreading to adjoining structures by Lagos State Fire Rescue Service without any recorded injury or fatality. The agency said it got a call regarding the incident at about 11:53 a.m. and commenced combating the fire at about 12:05 p.m. following the arrival of the first fire crew from Alausa before their Ikeja counterparts joined, and the fire was finally put out at about 1:59 p.m. Director of Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Margaret Adesei, lamented the fire and related emergencies kept rising in spite of preventive and proactive measures devised by the agency. She said the agency recorded 22 emergencies on December 28, 2022, and 24 cases on Christmas Day. It is to be noted that Hamatan does not cause a fire but helps spread the fire caused by humans. Let's be more cautious and sensitive to those things that may result in a fire outbreak, she said. This is where we draw the curtain on news update on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Ngige mourns Ohanaeze President Obiozor. Atiku playing old tricks on Ndibo Labour Party. Printing Association faults Anambra burial law, says it's suffocating. Trader docked for allegedly receiving stolen bags of cement. Fire at Kara Bridge Market destroys goods worth millions. The news produced by Divine and Ebonade News Team. Thank you for listening to Ebonade 103.5 FM News Update. My name is Martin Ifeanyi Shuku Ekeze. Till next time. Bye.
Listen to news updates on Ebona, the 103.5 FM immediately after Angelus, 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News